We can get there.
We're good. Okay, now that we're done fucking up.
It was recording already?
Yeah.
Cool, okay. Whenever motherfuckers ask me if I did something that I did, I'm like, fuck, man,
Dude, it makes me want to go check because I'm not going to make myself look like a jackass.
Yeah.
The shadow of doubt, man. Gets to all of us.
Seriously.
I think that's like the biggest thing. Like, I swear to God, I do it's always when I'll be sitting there, have done something that I know I've done. I've checked, like, been OCD, like, touch it 3 times, and then somebody asks me, like, fuck, did I do that?
Yeah.
Like the worst fucking thing ever.
He's like, did I do that, or am I just remembering that I did that? Because I've done that before too. I was just like, I swear to God, I remember doing this and putting it there. It's not
Every
there.
time.
Do that with my
Anyways,
keys all the
dude.
time.
Timothy Watkins, what's up?
Hello, gentlemen.
Back.
We're back.
It's good to be back. It's
Yeah.
a change of scenery from my last visit.
Oh, yeah,
in-
for sure.
man.
We got a nicer facility now, if you can call it a
Definitely.
facility.
Stepped out of the living room, you know
For
what I
sure.
mean?
This is actually the first episode we've done in a
About a month.
couple weeks. Yeah, a few weeks.
I gotta
Almost a
say, I
month
missed the
now.
toilet though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really missed that part of the
Yeah,
scenery.
you've seen
Yeah.
it all, dude.
Yeah,
you've seen it
you've
all.
You've been from the bathroom to the living room.
living
to the
room.
studio,
That was the
man.
first fucking Kickstarter, man.
Yeah,
was-
Yeah,
man.
dude. Yeah, you
No,
were the
for real,
first big
though.
guy we had.
I
on
made
there.
y'all a Patreon. I was just
Yeah.
like, I need to help these guys out.
Dude, yeah.
But,
Your episodes always do good. You have a really nice fan base. I was watching. Was that on Instagram TV you put up the other day?
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious.
I'm
nice.
just now learning how to do that shit too, man. I feel like I'm horrible at social media.
It's different than the story
Yeah, I
stuff,
am
isn't it?
too.
Doing
Yeah.
the IGTV.
Well,
Yeah.
I just feel it because like the one I posted just about like eating on the road that's like almost to 1,000 views. I seriously was thinking about like not even posting that.
Yeah, no, it's like I feel like people that you don't normally would reach or look at
Yeah.
watch IGTV. It's like the younger people.
Yeah. And it's also like internet humor is different than like stand-up humor or whatever. Like people are just looking for something really dumb to just laugh at for 2
They
seconds.
want like that shock factor, almost on the shock funny on the internet.
No, they just want to,
I haven't
very
even watched
simple-minded.
anything on IGTV.
It's
How
funny
does that
how
work exactly?
it's like, you know how they have like the Facebook TV shit.
Yeah.
It's just
Like-
like that. People have like TV shows and shit
Yeah.
on there that has.
it's
Yeah, PFL puts all their matches on there.
Yeah,
it's like Instagram's shitty version of YouTube, pretty
Yeah.
much. It's
Mm.
not. It doesn't have near as many of the features or whatever YouTube does, but like the perk is, if you have an extra long video, you don't have to send somebody to a different website. They
Yeah.
can just be scrolling like, oh shit, click this link, and there you are already.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been having fun with that.
Social media is really going hard with that shit, man. They're like Facebook's got the marketplace thing.
They're trying to compete
fucking-
with. I really think they're trying to compete with Amazon and YouTube. Like it, because I was reading something the other day that a lot of people that are like the YouTube. What do you call them? YouTubers? Is
Yeah,
that the
sure.
actual name?
YouTube stars, whatever.
YouTube stars. They're getting sick of YouTube because YouTube's making it harder and harder to put content up. Because a lot of those YouTubers like review stuff like music and shit
Right.
like that, and you can't like if you want to like review a song or like talk about a song, you can only play like 10 seconds of it now.
Yeah, and, like,
unless
if
you have
getting really
licensing.
If you're making a reference to like a movie and you show a clip, it's got to be like warped or
Yeah.
like something's got to be off about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of YouTube, though, I was just on YouTube before Tim got here, and fucking, I saw you made a story about how Ronda Rousey sucks as Sonya Blade in
Yeah,
Mortal
man.
Kombat. I honestly
It was a
didn't know that
heartbreaker.
she was Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat until you
Like the movie,
posted
right?
about it.
No,
Or
in
the new video game.
the new video game that just
I
came
s-
out, she did the
okay.
voice
Yeah.
acting.
So I watched it, man.
That's a weird.
It's fucking terrible.
What?
It is not good.
It's terrible. She's
I
so
didn't want to
bad.
believe it, man, because I didn't know like. Kind of a spoiler for the story in the new Mortal Kombat. There's like old and young versions of each character, and Sonya Blade there was an old version and a young version, and the old person came on screen first or whatever, and she was fine. I was just like, okay, Ronda Rousey didn't do a bad job, but I didn't know that another voice actor was doing old Sonya Blade. She just did young Sonya Blade. And when she came on like halfway through the story, I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's rough.
I love what people are saying on social media. One dude was like, "Why don't you ruin something I don't love for once?"
Damn.
But yeah, she's
I think it's weird how like video games have almost become like you can have an acting career in video games now
Yeah.
because of how real they've gotten. Because they're like taking people's likenesses and like rendering.
I was just
them
about
into
to say,
software.
yeah, it's like Norman Reedus stars in this video game, and you're like,
Yeah.
what does that even mean?
It's like not even cutscenes anymore. It's like their face and everything's the character throughout
Yeah.
the game.
That's weird, man. That's going to like
yeah,
some
she
weird.
did the motion capture and stuff
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Didn't
Oh, did she? Yeah.
I think so. Or like facial rec. I don't know. Cause you know when I saw the videos, it kind of looked like her too.
You'll never get away with this, Kano.
Yeah.
Just like
It's almost like they fucking record her talking and then like
yeah.
played it
I'm
out.
It
about
didn't
to
even sound
pull
like
up
she was
a-
reading a script. It sounded like somebody told her what to say, and they're like, "And action!" Like, "Oh shit,
Hopefully,
get away with this, Kano."
This is not against the rules.
Yeah. Just kill the volume.
Nah, you got to hear this.
Match. First, I find out I have a kid with Cage, and now this, it's official.
Wait a minute. This is actually in the video game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. What the fuck?
Nope, got my degree in marine biology. That was my dream.
It doesn't do
Wow.
it justice if you can't see the video either, because
This is
I wonder if the
very
video game's
uncomfortable.
actually going to look that good.
you have to see the context.
Oh, it's out.
It's out right
It's
now.
out.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I need to get it, dude.
I love Mortal Kombat. It sounds like they ruined it.
Just that particular, just a smudge
Yeah.
on the legacy. Mortal Kombat also
Yeah.
got this one in particular got in trouble for like a lot of microtransactions
Oh, really?
What
to
do you
like
mean?
to like
a lot of
buy.
games are getting bad about that
Like
nowadays.
you have to, it's basically pay to win type of situation.
Not necessarily pay to win, but you got to pay for like any of the extra costumes, any of the extra little things, and like there's no real way to unlock it. Just playing it, they made the way to unlock it super hard, just so like people would be more encouraged to play to pay.
It
Oh,
honestly
shit.
sounds like it's kind of drifting back to if you remember back before consoles really blew up, like you're still talking about, like right when PlayStation 2s came out, right at the end of PlayStation 1.
Uh-huh.
Remember when you could go to the arcade and you had the cards?
Yeah,
It sounds like
For
they're going
sure.
back to that style of stuff where you like put it in there, you can put like $5 on it and buy
Yeah.
stuff on the games. and
Well,
shit
that's
like
what-
that.
companies have
Basically,
been seeing a lot of success from.
Sometimes I'll just put money on my I'll put a little money on my PlayStation account, like I'll
Yeah.
buy one of the cards just so I can splurge sometimes. you know?
Exactly.
I'll be like, oh, there's $20 on my account, and this game only costs $10 right
You know,
now
and
because it's a flash
that
sale.
wouldn't be
So
a bad problem if they would not make the video games cost $60 fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of companies have been seeing a lot of success with all of the free to play shit, like
Oh yeah.
Fortnite,
Yeah.
Apex Legends. I'm sure there's a lot more.
PUBG.
And that's cool if it's free to play and I have to buy shit.
Yeah,
That's one thing, but if I'm having to pay $60
Exactly.
and buy
it's
stuff,
just like, dude, I've already bought the fucking game. So it's like I
Exactly.
shouldn't have to pay to play more of the game.
I feel like
on
Call of
Battlefield, you can pay to unlock like all the weapons
yeah.
for every class,
Yeah.
like straight out of
But
the
it's
gate.
also not damn near impossible to unlock the shit.
Yeah, dude, if you do
Yeah,
that, how can
no,
you look at yourself?
You
in the
literally have
mirror?
to play it from the second it came out until the next one comes out to unlock every weapon on that shit.
Still,
Unless
That's
you're like
literally how
some
it works.
crazy, like like
Oh yeah, I know, dude.
there's people that like I don't
It
understand.
blows my mind when you get a game and you get online and
There's
there's
already
dudes
people, like,
like
level
level
100.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That makes me whenever games first come out and I see people like that, I'm going, you're a fucking developer and you're an asshole.
yeah.
how can you live with yourself knowing you're the dude that bought to
Dude,
all the weapons?
I don't understand. I would never. It takes the complete fun out of it.
Yeah,
I
for
couldn't
real,
look
though,
myself in the
that's-
mirror, dude.
That's shameful. It's shameful for sure.
That's like the people that I remember when Clash of Clans was huge. You'd be out there, be waiting for 3 days to get on Clash of Clans, and you're like, your base is kind of getting good. Then you go to your buddy's base, whose mom had given them like 50. They've spent like 50
yeah,
bucks,
exactly.
and they're
Yeah.
like fucking. It take you fucking 10 years to get that shit.
My
Yeah,
buddy Alex, you know Carter. He
Yeah.
he pays
Yeah.
to for the Clash of Clans shit.
God damn, dude.
At one
That is
point
wild.
at their house, it was a whole thing, man. They would just get together and sit on the porch, and they'd all just
Uh,
play Clash.
That was like the first big game that stuck on cell phones besides
Yeah.
Angry
Yeah.
Birds.
I never.
It was
played. I
definitely the
never
biggest
bought
like
into the hype.
multiplayer,
Yeah.
like everyone else playing. I had to opt out after like it got to waiting for shit to build like an hour.
Yeah.
Once I saw the hour icon, I just deleted the app. I was like,
No, yeah,
can't
I
do
remember.
this.
I like because when they first start you out, you have like 500 gems where you can quick build stuff. As soon as that ran out and
Yeah.
I had built stuff up, dude, I was there for like 3 days and it'll be done. I was like, fuck this game.
Yeah,
They give you that little taste, man. That's
Yeah,
how they want
have
you to get
wait
hooked.
for shit. Battlefield started doing a new thing though, where you don't have to pay for like new maps and
See, and that's
new
good.
content
I
and
like
shit like that. Like the microtransactions are only for like little boosts, but nothing crazy though. Like it doesn't make you OP or nothing like that. It just gives you shit early.
That's what I liked
if
about
you do it.
Pokemon Go back when it came out. Like the shit you could buy was just stuff to catch them. Like you couldn't buy to like make them super powerful or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
You could just
yeah.
not have to do the
Dude, when
little
Pokemon
Pokestops.
first came out, that was like the biggest that was like the weirdest phenomenon ever.
For
People,
sure.
People were getting arrested for
Yeah.
breaking and entering
Yeah.
and shit like that to the point
Oh
that
yeah,
to the
dude.
point that they had
Shit was
to
getting
actually
crazy.
take the time to like not put shit in people's
Yeah.
private property.
Because one
and shit
dude's
like
like
that.
straight up house accidentally was like a Pokestop, and people would just go to his
Oh.
house every day and
just,
just
like,
get their little
crowd.
items. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people play it in like big cities, and there's people that like there's like clubs and stuff in big cities that do that shit.
Right.
I knew
yeah.
someone who
So it's such an interesting phenomenon. Those like mobile play video games.
they had someone knock on their door and ask if they could like come in for a second because there was like a Pokemon in their house or something like that.
That was whenever Pokemon Go 2 comes
or
out.
if they could like stand on their porch for a sec or something
Dude,
like
I would
that.
straight take advantage of that. I'd be like, yeah, you can come in. It's $15.
Yeah,
For
15
real.
bucks for
20
this
bucks.
blast toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on with it. You know,
I'd be like, I'd start out like, yeah, you can chill on my porch, bro. You got 3 minutes, $5. And if they don't catch it, I'd be like, bro, I'll let you come in the living room, and it's $20. So,
Yeah.
and you only
You're
got
gonna have to
1
get
minute.
naked.
I'm waiting because I'm waiting for like when you got it like it's out in Japan because they've got like Pokemon centers and shit like actually built
Right.
in Japan and shit like
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
I'm-
dude, Japan is the closest we have to like what the city of the future is gonna look like.
Oh yeah, dude.
It is a
Yeah.
fucking alien world over there, dude. They have Gundams.
It's
They just have
super-
straight up have Gundams.
Super
Yeah.
urban over there too, man.
dude,
like
the whole-
it's just a big metropolis for
Yeah.
the most part.
From the people that I've talked to that have been there and spent some like not just been there but actually spent some time there like a month or so. That literally the entire city at this point is the entire island is one big giant city.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like living in like New York or in Jersey and all that, but it's all
Yeah.
it's a country.
You know,
And,
I
like-
would love to go, but that's just way too many people for me, man. I just,
Dude,
Yeah,
and
dude.
everything's so compact. It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
there's little waste when it comes to items and shit. You open something and like the box it came in, you're supposed to cut it up and it's incorporate like just like zero waste.
Because they have nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
And they have nowhere to put people either. You see those itty bitty tiny apartments. It looks like
Yeah.
fucking Blade
don't
Runner.
they have to regulate like procreation and shit over
That's
there?
China.
That's China.
Oh, okay.
That's that communist. stuff.
China's a lost cause, man. China's the
Yeah.
fucking
What
night
is
king
Japan?
of countries.
Like politically,
They're like us.
They're-
They at least
they're
they are on. They're
Um,
they're a democracy. They're a
yeah,
democracy.
democracy.
They're not a republic.
I
They're a
just had to
democracy.
think about
damn.
what we are. You know, it's kind of confusing what we are
People get
sometimes.
confused because
and
people are
that's
like,
beside the
"Oh, we're
point.
like Europe. We're a democracy." No, we're not
No.
like that. We have like the electoral college is what changes us from being like a regular democracy.
We're American, man. That's
Yeah.
our
yeah,
social
for
construct.
Sure, for sure.
we've definitely made our own fucking thing.
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
it's an interesting thing to look at because people like I was talking to I can't remember who I was talking to. It was at a music festival and they were from Venezuela or some shit like that. They were like, "This is the
Oh,
greatest
sick.
country in the earth," but y'all got some really false advertising, is what
Right.
he said.
Damn, that's funny.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
weird. Like our states, some states are bigger than like most countries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mississippi.
And they all have their own, you know, different rules.
Yeah.
Like a lot of others. They just made it where you had to be 21 to buy cigarettes in Mississippi or in Maryland. My bad.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's about to be it. I feel like as we see the rollout of the legalization of marijuana, we're gonna see people start to pull their support for tobacco and like droves. Like people are gonna be like, let's make tobacco illegal now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really see it.
I would
coming
love
to-
that,
coming-
man.
I mean, I would have no
love
problem with it.
that. Because
Be
I
better
feel
for
if I
me.
had to go out of my way to get cigarettes and I can't just get them from the store anymore, then
Right.
maybe I just won't smoke cigarettes anymore.
You know, but the biggest thing is like if you go, a lot of people forget if you go look at those cigarettes kill like 600,000 people a year.
Yeah.
Some crazy number of fucking
It's
like
bad,
that.
dude.
They post that shit on the packs now, and I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Have you seen where they started putting the little pamphlet book things
Yeah.
on cigarettes
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
I don't think
They
I
don't
just
do
don't.
flavored Juul pods now either.
No, they sure don't.
I don't think cigarette companies understand though. Like the more dangerous it's known that cigarettes are, like the more badass they are.
Yeah, no.
Like it's infinitely cooler to smoke a cigarette than it was 2 years ago because we found out some even more fucked up shit about it.
yeah.
It's like, damn, that
I-
guy is a rebel.
I really think the e-cig stuff has changed. People are like, oh, I'm not gonna be a fucking. People now they doing e-cigs like related to being hipster, like some
Yeah.
culture fad.
Yeah,
And now if you people are like, oh, I'm not going to. I'm not gonna be one of those guys that switches to e-cigs.
right.
So now people just smoke. People are like, it's like a war. Who's smoking
Yeah.
cigarettes and who's
No,
smoking vape?
Millennials and hipsters definitely ruined e-cigarettes. E-cigarettes should have been like the coolest. Oh, this is the future
Yeah.
gadget ever, but just the wrong people started smoking it. started
yeah.
posting on
Real-
their blogs about like the different flavors, and we're like, all right,
Really, what
we
what
gotta pull the plug.
I think
Now
what really
people have
killed
like
e-cig.
competitions and stuff for blowing O's.
Yeah,
and shit
all that
like
stuff
that.
is really.
Ah, that shit.
And see, what really another thing is if you've been when you go to a big city, people are rude as fuck and will like be sitting in a restaurant and be like, "Why are you telling me to stop blowing
Yeah,
clouds in
yeah.
the restaurant?" It's like because that's dickish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're sitting
literally-
behind someone that's just hitting you with waves of unicorn dick meat or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever the flavor
fuck
is.
they're fucking
Yeah,
smoking.
It literally has gotten to the point where people are like, they're like treated as if they're cigarettes inside now.
Yeah,
You know?
And,
right.
and really,
it's not that they smell bad and they're not really hurting anybody else.
But if you
it
hit that
is-
bitch 4 times, you fucking hot box the entire goddamn
Exactly.
room with an
Yeah.
e-cig.
Dude, I was so self-conscious. I vaped for
it's
like
like
2
a
weeks.
humidifier or something.
I vaped for like 2 weeks, and every time I would puff the cloud, I would like swat it away with my hands. I was just like,
Yeah.
I hate myself.
And then
Oh god.
what's crazy is if you go on the college campus, like I went to state, they've changed to being a no smoking campus.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but you can't vape either. It's like, what? It's
Yeah.
Like, why?
You
like,
can't vape like outside on
No, you
campus.
can't. It's just Southern's the same way. It's
Damn.
like they treat it like tobacco. At this point, e-cigs and tobacco are in the same boat. They've pretty much thrown them in the same
It's
boat.
like a super
Yeah.
macho
I mean,
dean. Like, no
e-cigs have-
tobacco and no pussies.
E-cigs have disadvantages too, as far as health goes and shit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you put anything in your lungs, it's not supposed to
Yeah.
be. It's not
Yeah.
oxygen out of the air. You're probably not. It's not good for you.
It's not a
Exactly.
good. It's not a good idea.
But it's like, does it have cyanide in it or not?
Yeah, exactly. I just
Yeah.
need to work on. I feel like I could quit smoking cigarettes if I was just a completely non-social person,
No,
because that's where it gets me. I'm just like I'm hanging out with people.
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
and stop drinking.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if it was nothing but me 24/7, I would definitely lean into drinking a little bit
Yeah.
more.
If they like legalize,
I wouldn't be a smoker.
If they legalize bud and like made drinking illegal or something, honestly, if they just like legalize bud, that'd probably do a lot to keep me from smoking.
Las Vegas
When I was
legalized the
living
prostitutes.
Oh yeah, and bud.
I thought it'd
Damn.
always been legal there.
No, I just
Not
think nobody
completely.
gave a shit.
Oh, okay.
But now it's like
they
you can have like
they
an
have
LLC for
brothels
selling
and
your
shit out there.
selling yourself and
Yeah,
and
exactly. Dude,
Nevada.
that is
Wow.
sin.
Nevada or just
I
Vegas.
might just be Vegas, but dude, that is officially
crazy.
Sin City. It's always been Sin City, but we're talking about you go to a fucking slot machine. They keep pumping you with alcohol until you're like $400 deep, and then you're like, oh my gosh, let me cheat on my wife. I'm so depressed. Let me get these prostitutes that's right next to the fucking PetSmart
Yeah,
that set up shop outside
that's
and just ruin my
insane, dude.
marriage.
That's like
Vegas is insane. I'm
7
trying to
hours.
go,
7 hours tops.
Vegas. Vegas can be fun or be very bad.
Don't go
Yeah.
by yourself.
It's like
man.
New Orleans.
I
It's
passed
got the same.
through,
It's got the same concept. Of like
Yeah.
you gotta be ready to
Yeah.
roll with the punches.
Dude, it's a lot raunchier than New Orleans is, really.
Oh, dude.
Yo, for sure. It's not
it's
as
like-
dirty, but it's definitely raunchy.
It's more drug fueled than drink fueled, though.
I don't know if you can say that about
man.
New Orleans. New Orleans is pretty fucking drug fueled.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, but I mean, when you go out to New Orleans and you go to like the major tourist areas like Bourbon Street and like Canal and shit like that, you know,
That's what I'm saying.
everybody's
No, everyone's
drinking.
drunk. Everyone's
You can,
definitely
you
drunk.
can, you can
Everybody's
definitely be drunk as piss, but you can definitely
But
turn around and buy your
in
favorite product from your
Vegas-
favorite.
In
Yeah,
Vegas,
exactly.
it's like not only are people drinking, but there's lots of cocaine and lots of other uppers, and then there's gambling too, which
Yeah.
is another addiction in itself. And there's people just there doing everything that's bad, basically, like
Yeah.
at one time.
That's one addiction I'll never understand is gambling.
Yeah, dude.
How can
Hey,
you get
I was
addicted to like losing that much money?
I was betting on sports
Yeah,
for
I mean
a while,
that's
dude, and-
definitely a scumbag one, a scumbag addiction.
Dude, I was betting on sports for a while, and I could see how it could happen.
It could happen
Because
fast.
especially if you start out winning, because you know I'm almost like Houdini with the fight predictions, and I was doing really good at first, and then I started taking chances, you know,
Yeah,
because it was almost to the point
Started
where it's
gambling.
like, man, I'm gonna do what I say goes at this point almost.
I remember I
And,
gambled a little bit on a UFC event when I was in Vegas, just like $20, just to see how
Yeah.
far my $20 could go, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was doing good. I got all the way to $60. I'm like, all right, hell yeah, I got
Nice.
$60. Let's get someone else. And it was like McDonald versus. I'm gonna say Hernandez. That's actually kind of racist. It was some
Uh.
Hispanic,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
Roy
yeah.
McDonald,
yeah,
and Carlos Condit.
maybe I
Probably.
don't know. But I was just like, okay, well, I like McDonald's fast food. Let's go with McDonald's. And
Fucking-
fucking the Hispanic guy comes out. He looks like he's straight out of fucking prison. he looks like an absolute killer dude. Like he literally looks like he's been like using other people to do like weightlifting and shit. And I'm like, okay, I wonder what this McDonald guy is gonna look like. And he comes out, it's this preppy, like 20-something white kid.
Oh, he is
God. Christian music.
Though.
That's
He's
hilarious.
No joke. He's
Christian
no joke.
music. He's coming out to Christian music. Like, my God's not dead.
Oh,
He's
that
surely
might have been-
alive.
that
and
might
he's
have been-
living on
hilarious.
the inside.
Okay, that was probably
he-
McDonald and Douglas
And
Douglas
he
Lima. Yeah.
got the ever-loving shit kicked out of him, dude.
Jesus
McDonald,
Christ.
McDonald definitely was not praying to the right person that day because he
Yeah,
was forgotten.
Oh,
God.
oh man. Okay, well this might have been McDonald and Musasi
You've named
Maybe.
like McDonald and everybody so far. over
because
there.
he's only lost like 5 fights. Once you said he lost, I was like, okay, it wasn't Carlos Condit, it wasn't Lima.
Yeah.
It was probably Musasi. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Come to find out, the other fighter was just a dude with a slight tan. Turns out I'm just a hardcore racist. Just like I completely misremembered the situation.
That's the South coming out. We're trained wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. McDonald fought last weekend and he is crazy. Is a draw.
So what you been up to, Timothy?
Man, I've been everywhere, dude.
Yeah,
Traveling the good
That's
old
what I've
U.S.
seen.
of A.
That's what I've seen.
I've
I've
been
seen you on the road a
everywhere,
lot,
man.
man. It's,
Yeah. I just got back from a little run through in North Carolina and Charlotte and Raleigh.
I bet that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's
I
that's
love
like
that area of the United States.
that's like the one place where I'm a headliner in.
Nice.
Everywhere
I've
else,
only
I'm like-
ever,
That's pretty
passed
awesome.
through that
Yeah.
area.
And that's a really.
Sort of Maryland.
I'm not even gonna say up and coming. It's a really affluent area.
Yeah,
It's
no,
really
it's
nice.
it's really cool, man. I'm thinking about maybe getting a radio personality job up there,
Yeah, no.
kind of looking through the market because that'd be a cool place to. It's a pretty good comedy scene, for
Yeah.
the most part.
And we've got buddies that are from like Asheville and all that. I've been to Asheville. I love that whole part of the country in that area.
Yeah.
Because you can go from like the super country to the beach just like you can here.
Right, exactly. It's just
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Got a lady friend down in South Carolina.
You mean up in South
Yeah.
Carolina?
Yeah, up, whatever. It doesn't sound right to say up in.
Come to find out, he's
South
been taking the long way to
Carolina.
North Carolina this entire
right,
time.
Right. Going
I thought I
down
had
and
to
up.
go to DC first.
Shit.
No.
DC traffic is
Uh,
the worst, man.
Yeah,
Fuck that
man.
place.
That
DC
Beltway
traffic's
is
pretty
scary,
horrible.
dude. I grew up out in Baltimore and went to DC a lot 'cause my dad worked out there, and that Beltway is some scary shit.
Dude,
bro.
people drive
Dude,
like
it
90
is
miles an
super
hour down that
scary.
bitch.
See, that's what I
It's like
consider.
a thrill seek.
Right. That's what
Yeah.
I consider bad traffic. Everyone said that LA had horrible traffic, and I went to LA and it's just like slow.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
slow
slow.
traffic.
I don't give a fuck about that. But when
Our-
it's like Mad Max,
It's like bumper
Yeah,
cars out
dude.
there, bro.
Yeah.
It's like the Gumball 2000 race out there or something.
It's like
or
I've never-
Talladega.
I have never gone through Atlanta without at least one car crash.
No,
Like
for
slowing
sure.
down
Yeah.
the. It's like not only like people realize that it's super dangerous that they're getting in car crashes. They just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I-10 going into Houston is
East
fucking
Coast
horrible
traffic
too.
is a lot
Yeah,
different than
for sure.
West Coast traffic, man.
We were
It's a lot
last
different.
time. What it was when we went to New Orleans last time. We were going to Guitar
Oh
Center. Dude.
yeah.
We saw this truck that literally it was a big full size like F-250 that was probably at that point the size of a Camry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Flipped
dude, there was traffic. You talk about bad traffic. I'm talking like backed up for
Yeah.
15 miles.
Someone was
from like back. It
deceased
was
for
backed
sure.
up from Slidell to New Orleans.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was
God.
fucking terrible.
That's what happened in not that exactly, but something like that happened in Hattiesburg not too long ago.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I
that
heard
18-wheeler
about,
flip, didn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah, I heard about an 18-wheeler.
And that's
flip
what
and
sucks about Hattiesburg, man. This just everything being pretty much a straight line
Oh,
comes in handy
yeah.
in certain occasions, but when that shit happens,
When
Yeah.
59 gets fucked, it's
oh,
over
dude,
with.
it's
everything. Oh yeah.
over.
Or 98.
Their
dude.
little merging
Fucking 98 is terrible.
sections too, when you come off the ramp, they're kind of
Oh,
sketchy.
yeah, the
as
Cloverleaf on
well.
98 is the sketchiest shit
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
dude. Where you have to like merge into people. People do not give a
That's
fuck.
the worst spot too. Like,
yeah.
it makes it so hard if you're trying to just go somewhere that's right there, like Walmart or GameStop.
Exactly.
Like you have to go around this shit and then get on this ramp, like you're getting on
I
Broadway
remember
or
when
something.
both
It's
sides of the
fucked
interstate
up.
would like that. Then they changed it to where if you're coming from Laurel and all that,
Mhm.
you just get up on 98.
Yeah. At least we got an interstate out here, man.
True that. True that.
A lot of
Mhm.
towns
Count our
you got to
blessings.
drive like 2 hours over if you want to get on the interstate.
So
Yeah. Y'all seen the new Avengers though?
Hell yeah, dude.
You
No.
seen it?
I definitely have.
Witch Doctor went to see it. Fucking Andy.
I love that shit, man.
Yeah,
was
dude.
pretty-
I've just been telling everybody I can't go see a movie about them killing God.
Ah. No, I mean, shit, dude. like it's like 3 hours long, and
Yeah, dude. I'm just gonna wait for that shit to come out on DVD.
but I know it's badass though. I
Yeah.
know it is.
I've heard the cinematics on it.
I
is
know.
amazing.
Yeah, I've heard it's.
Dude,
Yeah.
for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, all I'll say is that it's kind of slow at first,
Yeah.
but the payoff is worth it.
Like Lord of the Rings.
110%. Yeah.
The last
exactly.
one was fast, like from the jump. What was that one? Infinity War.
Yeah, the last one was the
Yeah.
closest thing I've ever seen to a movie being like a WWE event.
Oh, fuck.
Party foul.
Party foul.
No, but the last one I tried to watch it on Netflix, but I realized that I'm just so far off now because I've only seen the first one or two.
Right, so you're
and-
pretty confused throughout the whole thing.
How
Yeah,
many of those
like I didn't
movies
know what
are
was going
there?
on.
I think there's like 12 movies and there's like 22 projects altogether, like
There's-
counting the shows and the stuff.
That's just like the whole Marvel universe.
Wait, there's 12 Avengers movies or 12 like?
No, there's
12
Avengers.
movies that are. So the
That are
Avengers,
part of that,
you have to go watch all
like
the other
Iron
movies
Man
to
and
understand
shit,
the story
Captain
of the
Marvel.
Avengers.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
Captain America. Is Captain Marvel in the Avengers?
Yeah, she makes an appearance.
But because the Avengers is like the Justice League basically.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much, exactly.
I heard the Justice League movie sucked.
Yeah,
was
it did.
trash. It was
DC, Marvel definitely has won the whole movie wars with the making.
dude,
Oh,
without
yeah.
a doubt. They can literally just make bad movies from now on and they'll still be ahead of DC.
except for
for
Batman.
I mean, this Batman
Dude,
kinda
that new
sucks.
Joker though.
Yeah, we'll see.
shit's
I'm
gonna
kind
be-
of nervous.
I don't
just
think he's gonna give it
because
out
of
to the last one.
Do what?
We've
What?
already had this argument. We're not gonna.
Oh.
Dude, come
Well,
on,
he
man.
wasn't the last one though. There was Jared
mean-
Jared Leto. or
That was a
Leto,
weird
or-
Joker.
Yeah.
Hipster
Um,
millennial Joker.
Yeah, I didn't really like him. I can't remember who it was, but they were like, yeah, man, I liked him better than Heath Ledger.
That
Heath
man is
Ledger was
crazy.
the- slap
Heath
him
Ledger is the
in
best
his-
Joker.
You need to cut
ever.
that friend off
Yeah.
right now.
If I can remember who it was, man, I should have done it. I think I was a little drunk though when they said it, so I gave him
The scene of
POV.
Heath Ledger walking down the street, throwing smoke bombs, going, "Wow, so serious,"
Yeah.
and walking about. You're never gonna outdo that scene. They fucking blew
Yeah.
that one.
He destroyed it, man. He killed it.
But I didn't like that voice that Christian Bale did though.
You
with
know,
the
it's
Batman
interesting that you
thing.
say that because, like, I can't remember. This is probably a year ago when I rewatched it, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also was like, I don't remember the voice being
It almost
this
sounds
bad.
like he's growling.
Yeah,
at
when you're a
you.
kid, you don't really notice that.
Yeah.
Like, cause last time I'd seen The Dark Knight, I was like in the 8th grade or
Right,
something
exactly.
like
Is
that.
The Dark
really
Knight
that
was
old?
The Dark Knight was
Yeah.
before the
Damn.
Iron Man movie came out, before this Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's really is true.
And yeah, now that I'd seen, I watched it on. I watched The Dark Knight Rises, I think, on
Right. Yeah.
Netflix or something, and I was not feeling the voice at all.
I just feel like Christian Bale fit the persona of Batman
Yeah.
really well.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's on the
definitely.
directors. Like, you can shit on, like, because some actors make artistic decisions or whatever, but at the end of the day, the director was the dude that was like, yeah, that's perfect. That should be in the movie.
Yeah,
It's like Ronda.
that's
It's
real.
like the Ronda Rousey clip. It's like, why did
Yeah,
the
we can't
director?
just blame Ronda Rousey. Like somebody
It's like-
in the
it's like
studio
somebody
was
say-
patting her
say-
on the
say
back,
take
like,
two,
"Hey, that
motherfucker."
was good."
Yeah, exactly. Like some
Yeah.
director was just like, okay, that's fine. We're not gonna redo that again. That was a
Right.
great first take. Knocked it out of the park
I
as
think
always.
what
Ronda.
happened was Ronda Rousey's, she's not really the most pleasant person. So
So you think there was a
um,
little bit of fear factored into the
yeah, I bet it
recording.
had a lot to do with her agent. And
Like
when
one of
she
those
does
people, it's like, I don't
interviews
do
now,
2 takes, bitch.
Yeah.
when she does interviews now, it's a part of the deal.
That
if
she has to choke
agrees
somebody
to
out?
do an interview. I'm surprised that's not a part of the deal. But whenever she does an interview,
she must always end the interview scene as the dominant person. They're like, they shake hands like, thank you for answering the question. She's like, no problem.
Armbar. No, but if you bring up her UFC career in an interview,
Oh God.
that's it. It's over. Right there. She's leaving.
Damn.
Why?
That is her. Well, she got.
Because she doesn't want to talk about it, dude.
Dude,
She doesn't want to talk about how she was the best and she was like super rude to everybody and
And then got her.
that wasn't
She got the
her, and
brakes
then
beat
she
off her,
got,
man.
Yeah,
Amanda
she got
Nunes.
dominated twice. in a
Yeah.
row.
The lioness,
that's-
my lioness.
I liked what
That's
Holly
true.
Holm did to her better because she like drug it out. You
Yeah.
know, Amanda Nunes knocked her out real quick,
Well,
but
it was
Holly
super.
Holm was
like-
kicking her in the face for like 4 rounds. You know,
It was
I
super.
loved
It
it.
was super funny when
I loved
Amanda
it.
did that because the whole time it was just promotional. Ronda's back. Duh, 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 duh.
Yeah.
Ronda's back. And then like in 30 seconds,
Ronda Rousey.
She didn't even-
Ronda was asleep.
she
She's
couldn't
women's,
even.
WWE champ now.
Wonder
I
how
think
much she paid
no, I
for
think
that.
she lost that in the last
did she?
thing in WrestleMania.
Damn, I
I'm not
bet
sure.
she was pissed.
Can't even win a stage
sure she
match.
knows. She'll get it
That's
back.
why a lot of people are supportive when Ronda Rousey came to the WWE, but I was just like, I can't unsee that the reason she's here is because she got her ass kicked.
Like,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I just don't like that she's trying to forget about that shit,
she's
man.
just trying to,
Yeah.
it's like
what
trying
the
to
fuck?
it's like trying to pretend like you did. It's like just it didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
Con- Connor-
Reject your reality and substitute my own.
Connor got embarrassed on, I would say, arguably a bigger stage.
Oh,
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
definitely.
he's
took it with strides, boy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he called his wife a towel, but
Oh yeah.
I think took it as well as
Yeah.
anybody could. He definitely. Do you remember when, like, the lead up to that fight, Connor was just like, "Yo, Khabib played a part in 9/11." Like
What
the
the-
dude was
I didn't
swinging
hear
for the
it. No, he
fences.
said that.
Yeah, and like the
Yeah.
last big press conference before the fight, he was just like, Khabib was at the New York airport September 11th, 2001. Like, and he was just like,
Wow.
I'm just saying, you
That's
can't
fucked up.
you can't trust a fucking rat.
Yeah,
it was
Connor does it
amazing.
all for the
That
money.
almost sounded more
man.
like Donald Trump than it did.
Yeah,
He
that was
does
not
it.
Connor. I don't know who that character was, but
He does it all for business.
Khabib.
Khabib.
Khabib is a piece of shit.
Khabib
Planned
was colluding-
9/11.
Khabib was just colluding with
Oh,
the Russians the whole
Khabib,
time.
he's a piece of shit. He
Oh
was
my
in
God.
And
he was
McGregor
in New York.
and McGregor is just like accepted
I
that
can't
like
do
he's
an
not a
Irish accent
thing.
either.
He's not a big UFC person. He's like, fuck it, I got whiskey now.
Yeah.
Dude, I tried his whiskey last week. They
I
got
heard
it
it was
at
terrible.
B Dubs. I loved
Yeah,
it.
you liked it?
I thought it was really good, man.
You know,
I-
I
I
drink
had it on
whiskey.
the rocks and I had it neat as well, and it's super smooth. It's not the strongest
Sure.
of the whiskeys, but it's good for some,
Is it
cheap
Scotch
whiskey.
or a whiskey?
It's an Irish whiskey.
Okay.
It costs about as much as a bottle of Jamie does, I'd imagine.
Mm.
I don't
But,
even like Jameson.
You compare it to Jameson when you drink it. That's what
Right.
you.
It's not a Bushmills,
It's not
it's a
no
Jamie.
top dollar shit,
I can't even drink mixed drinks anymore, man.
Nah, dude, I like that bourbon on
Yeah,
the rocks,
man.
but
Yeah,
Fucking put it in a shot
sometimes
glass.
I'll have a
Exactly.
little juice on the side, just to,
Yeah, just something.
if it gets a little sour,
Literally,
my face gets a little
only
sour.
mixed
but-
drink I can drink is bourbon and cake.
Right.
You put some bourbon and some
Yeah.
cake, I can drink
Or,
that.
I
it's
really
a
like,
classic. It's an American tradition.
but I
almost.
don't want the bourbon ginger mule.
Yeah. I don't
What
want.
the
I like
fuck?
gin and ginger beer together.
I don't really want
Those are-
anything that doesn't taste
that's my
like it doesn't
go-to.
have alcohol in it, or that tastes like it doesn't have alcohol in it.
Yeah,
For
I like
sure.
I like the stang on the way
Yeah,
down.
man. I want to earn it.
It's like the whole argument versus e-cigs and cigarettes. I like it to hurt when it goes down.
Yeah. No, really. That's realistic.
Yeah, for sure. You want to feel that burn, man. I like that whiskey. I like when whiskey. I drink it and it makes my stomach feel warm.
Yeah.
Those
There
are
was
the
a-
best ones I have when in the wintertime.
There was definitely a lot of drinking going on in Arizona.
Dude, how was the Renaissance?
The Renaissance
The
Festival.
Renaissance?
I don't know what fucking. Okay, let's just make it a rule on this show that I don't do accents anymore. Let's just
What was
make
that
that a credential.
Transylvania?
That was.
No, I'm kidding.
But no, it was pretty fucking wild, man. I was definitely a little out of my element. It was the first, kind of one of the longest time I had ever camped, like outside with a tent, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a completely new experience for me. There was a lot of very interesting and weird people.
Eclectic crowd, I imagine.
Yeah, and like speaking about social media, fucking how I'm bad at it. Like I had forgotten to tell anybody that I was going.
Yeah, no, dude. You
Like-
just dipped like chips, and I was like, "Where the
Yeah,
fuck did
man,
Tim
I
go?
was
Where
wondering,
the fuck the hell
people-
is
like,
he?"
and
People
then I
thought
saw
I had
your
just like moved to
stories.
Arizona. People thought that was just it.
Yeah.
And I had to like make up ground. I was like, no, sorry, I'm at this Renaissance Festival. It's pretty cool.
I thought you were on tour in Arizona, and I realized it's like this dude is riding around on a side by side with strawberries. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
Dude, it was so fucking weird, man. And weirdly enough, like I was one of the best workers that the chocolate shop had, just because like, dude, like showing up and not being absolutely wasted.
That's the
Is-
key to festival, man.
Dude, it's like employee of the month. Like the first day I started working there, and for what anybody that doesn't know what I did there, I just hawked. Like I just like sold chocolate, get your chocolate here. We're all, I'm just leading people to the.
I bet you had some funny one-liners for people.
Oh, dude, I was a fucking hack. I
Oh
was
my
I
God.
was such a cornball, dude. I was just like 99.9% of scientists agree chocolate is edible. And we have samples just stupid shit,
Oh
man.
my god.
The
Nice.
only good one, the only real good one I had
That's
was
some
like
Mary Band of prankster shit right
yeah,
there.
exactly. I would carry around a map of just like the whole festival, and I'd walk up to people like just in my regular accent that's like, hey, excuse me, do you guys know where the chocolate maker is? And they're like, no, we have no idea. And I go, well, it's right over here. And then I just let them and sold them some chocolate and shit. But yeah, it's the guy that was over me, that was like the main hawker guy that taught me like, yeah, you do this or whatever. By the end of orientation, he was just like, now listen, like, you're going to have to push the envelope on this. I've said it all. I've done it all. I've gotten in trouble, but I'm still here.
What's the limit on what you can say in that situation?
You can't really, well,
Besides,
definitely.
like, being sexual, like,
Right.
you can't be sexual, but, like.
Well, definitely don't do what that guy did because he was fired on the first day.
What the fuck did
Yeah.
he do?
He took food from just someone's hand just to be funny. Like, he took food that they bought and ate it. And he was fired the first day. And for the rest of the 2 months, we just saw him around the campground asking people if they had money for meth.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's the. He's like, man, I'm fired,
Yeah,
but I can't
man.
know where to go.
Yeah.
I bet
And
lots of
that was
people-
my boss, keep in mind. Like, that was
Oh,
the dude I was
God.
supposed to be taking orders from.
I bet lots of
That-
people
that's
in
an interesting
the
development.
Renaissance life, in
No,
LARPing
it's
life or
from what we were
whatever,
talking about it
do
earlier.
mad drugs.
It's
for sure, dude.
It's
Yeah.
almost similar to music festivals, but less. It's not hippie-ish or.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really is just like traveling nomads.
Yeah.
Pretty much. The setup is pretty much like you're camping at a weekend festival. It's just for 2 months. Like, that's just how it works out.
How long that was?
Yeah, 2 months, man.
Oh,
fucking
fuck me. Fuck.
February to April.
I bet you want to.
Damn.
I bet you wish you had a van that whole time.
Oh, dude. Well, some nights I did sleep in my car. I just had to sleep in especially, okay, that's what I was thinking. I had a story that I wanted to tell you guys on the podcast. The night I almost got bit by a rattlesnake.
Fuck you.
Dude.
Yeah.
It was, so I just went to because there's no bathrooms there. There's just porta potties. We had showers, thank God, but, you know.
You're just blowing my mind because I cannot imagine being in that. Fuck that.
Dude, the worst is when it's daytime and you're taking a sweaty shit in a porta potty.
God.
Oh,
and the
you had
smell.
that sweaty shit.
The aromas are like almost making you hallucinate.
Oh
You
yeah,
fucking-
that's called tea. That's when
Oh,
you make
man.
tea, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
my God.
Ugh.
I always thought about that whenever like the sewage people are like draining the porta potties and you kind of get a smell, whatever. You know, I'm just like, dude, human beings are fucking disgusting.
Yeah, dude.
Like, if we had to
Think
shit,
about it, man. If we didn't wear clothes and shit, like, we'd be some gross motherfuckers, dude. The fact that we wear clothes suppresses a lot of our grossness.
dude, if we had to shit outside, we would run out of places to shit in like a week.
Yeah.
The whole
That's
whole
real,
place
dude.
would just be covered in
7
shit.
billion piles of
I'll never
shit.
forget, like at big music festivals, like we were just at when we go to Bonnery's, the worst one. They don't fucking do the porta toilets all weekend. By like the last day, like day 5, they're like you're having to like climb up on the side and like do the squat.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
dude,
yeah.
It's terrible.
Dude, it's horrible. Oh, and dude, I'm sorry, I don't mean to disgust you guys, but the fucking splashback.
Oh,
Woo!
God.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Dude, that's literally like the devil touching your asshole for a second.
Man.
It's just like, oh, he
I
got me.
can't remember the last time I used a porta potty, man. I
Dude,
usually try
just
my
wait for
best
one
to avoid.
vibration. You're gonna have to get used to that shit.
Yeah.
This man's first camping festival's coming up, and it's gonna be
Your first camping festival.
Yeah.
first festival,
camping
first everything. We're
festival.
dragging him all the way out to
I've
Colorado.
been to Hangout Fest.
You think you're up to
a
it?
few times.
It is not the same. Hangout Fest is not equal festival.
Does he have to shit in a porta potty?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
tent and everything.
you're gonna have to deal with
Yeah.
some things, dude.
Yeah.
the
I mean, it's only like 2 days.
The first
though.
time one of them pranksters walk up to you and start fucking
I'm
with you,
really
you're gonna want to
fucking
hit somebody.
I will hit somebody, man. You know me. But
Dude, that's what always. I'm such a fucking pessimistic dude. Like I feel like I'm super social, but I don't like people at the same time. That's what annoyed me the first festival I went to, is that people just randomly walk up and talk to you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just but friendly, super friendly. Like it's all love and whatever. They're just joking
Yeah.
around.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm-
I'm
I,
open-
I
I'm
look
open
at
to
them.
that.
like
for
a lot of people
sure.
don't realize that like if you like
because I have to
the
be
the
really.
concept of like if you go back and look into the psychedelic era is the merry
Yeah.
band of pranksters. They literally rode around the country just like fucking with people.
Right.
High. And now that it's become a thing to like people like walk the roads, don't even fucking sleep, just walking the roads in the middle of the night, yelling shit and seeing who's gonna respond to them.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
an
I can't deal with that
interesting
shit. I don't
experience.
know you, bro.
I love it. It's fucking. It's a.
um,
I've spent way too much time at music festivals.
I'm
Right.
dreading more the ride there
30 hours.
than
All the way.
festival itself, because it's only 17th and 18th the festival.
Yep.
So it's like
The best part about doing
it's
what
like
we do is
we'll
the, is
be
the road
doing
tripping,
festival
For
shit
sure.
about
I
as much
definitely-
as we'll be driving.
I appreciate the road trip too, man. Just with what I do, I thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoy it.
I like seeing new shit, but it's better if you're driving, I think, because if you're just riding, you know, you're
Everybody's
in the
gonna have to
back
drive on
seat.
that one.
Right.
You're in the back seat and you're might be a little uncomfortable because your butt hurts or something like that, and you still got 12 hours to
Right.
go.
Well, I also just have like I got a lot more to keep me entertained than people did back in the day too. I got GPS first of all,
Yeah.
so like no real stress.
Yeah.
You know, music, podcasts,
I'll
whatever.
Be real.
I was thinking like it must have sucked back in the day traveling, dude, before cell phones and shit.
Well, that's
You
why.
had to go to the store and
driving
buy a map.
55 and 60 all
Yeah.
the way.
Well, that's why the radio was so popular back in the day.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
only access they had.
People
And you
had,
could
like,
listen to
radio
different
shows.
shit whenever
Yeah,
you got
exactly.
to a new place, see what the flavor was around there.
And that's what podcasting is now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
You know what I
pretty
mean? Like we
much.
pretty much like I bet if you took just a graph of like the radio boom or the radio show boom, and like, you know, after one there was 4 or 5 and it just kept growing. I
Yeah.
bet podcasting would look exactly the same.
Dude, and what's crazy to me is like if you listen to the
They have
radio at
awards
all
for it
now,
now.
Yeah.
it's like they're advertising podcasts
Yeah,
more
exactly.
than they're even talking about the radio at all.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what we did at Rock 104. We were just like, yeah, check out our podcast.
Yeah, no, iHeartRadio is like, fuck the radio.
Yeah,
we,
they're
we
trying
have the
to-
radio,
Yeah.
but podcasting.
Whatever happened with that Rock 104? Do you still work
Just
over there?
I was traveling too much, and they needed someone that was going to be there full time.
Uh,
I still
Yeah.
visit and do spots every once in a while, but
I feel like Rock 104 is not something you really want to settle down into.
Yeah,
just because
it
it's
was-
Hattiesburg.
it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
But I kind of didn't like that I wasn't really myself.
and
I
you're
was-
not, you're not really like trying to be a radio personality.
I mean,
per
No, it was
se,
just
like,
it
you're
was just
comedian, you
yeah,
know?
it was just an easy job
So,
for what it
Yeah.
was.
You definitely need
Yeah.
open range
Yeah.
for you to.
I will say this about both radio and like working at the Renaissance Festival, having to entertain, be just a jokester all day. When you get on stage, you feel super fucking sharp because like I
Oh, I
I
bet.
technically just performed for like 8 hours
Yeah.
for the whole festival.
And you're having to respond
Yeah, I'm
to people.
I'm having to respond super quick. Can't curse. Can't really say anything sexually inappropriate.
Yeah.
And gotta do it in a cheesy medieval accent. Once you get on stage, dude, like it's oh man, I can say fuck.
Yeah.
Like I know it sounds like
Yeah, I can make fun of somebody's mom.
yeah, exactly. I know it sounds like corny and like oh man, this guy's super uncreative if he needs to curse or whatever. But like that's who I am. It's so easier to
Yeah.
think just in my personality than it is
I don't care what people say. It is sometimes the word fuck is just required to finish a joke.
It's hilarious. No, cursing will never not be funny to
It's
me.
like a fart joke.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's
Yeah.
like
Like watching a YouTube video, just say like some
Got one rolled up.
just like a video clip of just like, you know, old man yells at grandma, "You go fuck yourself." That's hilarious.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
just that a grandpa said fuck.
the I think it probably with a lot of the stage stuff, it probably makes you really when if you have people talking. If you ever have somebody say something in the crowd, you can probably just
Oh, yeah.
Now
Well, what I never took I wish somebody would have told me this when I first started doing stand up. It's like I thought stage fright was just like, "Oh, I can't talk, and you're super uncomfortable." And so I would before I went on stage, I would get kind of nervous and I'd be like, "No, I'm not nervous." Like I don't freak out. It's just whatever. And then I'd go up and I'd bomb. And these last couple of months, I've been realizing that stage fright is also just the pressure of like people watching you,
Yeah.
like you're in your own head a little bit, and it just kind of stunts your performance because you're not really acknowledging that you're a little nervous before you go on stage. So I've been
Yeah,
learning
for
to.
sure.
I've been learning it's a
Um,
lot easier to go. Okay, I am a little nervous. Take a breath, and then go from there.
No,
A lot
rather
of
than-
comedians say it's good to have a shot or two, just to loosen up,
Yeah.
I know with me
And,
with the DJ and
get
stuff,
ready.
Mhm.
it's a lot of my stage fright. It's like you don't know exactly how the crowd's gonna react. You're
Right.
trying to read the crowd before you walk out there, which is fucking impossible.
Yeah.
And you're
that
playing
doesn't-
new crowds
Yeah.
most of the time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all new crowds.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I'll kind of learn it. It's just the whole like classic statement is imagine them in their underwear and just laugh at them. It's a
Yeah.
real way to do it.
Yeah, no, it is because like people will like keep an open mind and like tolerate much more shit than you think if they get a vibe off you that you're confident.
Yeah,
If they get a vibe off you, like, because that's happened to me so many times, like, people looking around because you know how fucked up my sense of humor is. And I don't even acknowledge it. I just keep going, and they're like, okay, I guess this guy's not gonna fucking stop.
or do you make fun of the crowd for not liking it?
Yeah,
I've seen that
yeah,
a lot.
yeah,
I feel like not even recovery. I feel like that's almost some of the comedians like
Those are
that's
the
what they're
best
trying to do
recoveries,
is
I
trying to
think.
Yeah.
fucking they're trying to get the crowd to get it out. They're
Yeah,
trying to push
exactly.
it to an awkward moment.
Dude, and
Yeah.
it's so satisfying.
Have y'all ever seen that video of Bill Burr back in the day when he was playing this show?
The Philadelphia
And,
incident.
yeah,
Yep.
the crowd
Know it
was
well, man.
fucking
Fucking
terrible.
Know it well.
hilarious.
That was so awesome, man.
He's a
He
king,
just
man.
fucking
He's a fucking
clowned
legend.
the whole fucking room of people.
He got a standing ovation for shitting on a city.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Dude.
He was making fun of Rocky and shit. Oh, yeah, that
It's
was
like,
awesome.
You fucking idiots worship a guy that doesn't even exist.
Oh my god.
Yeah, everything he was saying was so true, though.
You know, I've been watching. I watch a lot of comedy stand up, and I'll tell you the funniest one that has come out for me, comedy wise,
Mhm.
has been fucking Iglesias, Fluffy. I fucking love
Yeah.
that guy.
He's pretty funny, man. He's,
I got
he's a
kind of burnt
goofball.
out on him. I haven't seen his newest
it's
special.
his newest one is
Mhm.
fucking hilarious.
Hell yeah.
Because he's like, I think it's funny that he makes fun of his kid the whole fucking time.
Oh yeah,
always
he's
fun.
his kid is the main subject of a lot of his jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked his first big special he did. It was like I'm not fat, I'm fluffy or something like that.
Yeah.
I think he just came out with one called Hot and Fluffy or something. I haven't.
He's
seen that
definitely
one.
pushing the fluffy angle.
Yeah, for sure.
So you
Yeah.
may know this. Is it true that you can just like record a stand-up show somewhere if it's done right to the standards of Netflix and submit it to Netflix?
Yeah, that's what Sean Patton did last year.
Okay,
When
so
he
that's
was
what I
coming
was
through down.
wondering. Yeah, because he did that. He was something along those lines.
That was actually, man, that guy's really good live. That guy.
He's on Netflix.
He's not on Netflix. I don't mean to talk his business or anything, but like it was some bullshit, like some politics or
Yeah,
whatever.
no, yeah.
Oh.
But that's pretty much the process, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
imagine,
yeah.
like,
You just
know,
submit it.
You probably have to have a.
Probably
So
like getting
do you-
YouTube stars or something. Do how they
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that guy, that was probably the first guy I ever performed with or opened for that just made me feel like, oh my god, I have so much to fucking learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
completely spanked the
Is that the-
openers.
Are we talking about the guy that was at the Hippo that time?
Yeah, kind of a chubby guy, beard, black hair.
Short dude.
Yeah, short
Yeah,
dude.
no.
Glasses.
Yeah.
Yep,
Talked about
yep.
his OCD or whatever.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that's on Drunk History that came?
Dave Ross.
Dave
that
Ross,
dude's
yeah.
hilarious to me. I think he's funny as shit.
He's awesome.
I thought it was funny that he was on Drunk. You would never imagine those type of people coming to Hattiesburg to play.
Yeah,
Yeah, seriously.
he was pretty funny. I
Hannibal
think.
Buress was here last summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah, he's at the
I didn't-
Sanger.
I didn't know that.
I wanted to go see it, but nobody wanted to go, dude. None of my friends wanted to go. And I was so disappointed in all
So
my homies.
what's it like touring in comedy clubs as opposed to like regular venues? Because I feel like comedy clubs are a different vibe a lot of the time.
Comedy clubs are. It's a weird vibe, and it's kind of new to me because I'm just now. Like I'm used to traveling. Just doing bar shows
Yeah,
or just
yeah, yeah,
random
yeah.
fucking places.
Have you ever gone to the Comedy Store in LA?
I went to the Comedy Store and I went to the Improv.
I want to go to the
Nice.
Improv. It sounds fun. But
Yeah, yeah.
Is it because people that go to comedy clubs, they're almost like comedy
Yeah.
they're like judging
Yeah,
your
they're
comedy real
comedy
hard.
snobs, like,
And it's you can also get like
They're
more advanced as far as just like you can tell jokes that like maybe a normal crowd wouldn't pick up
Yeah.
on, but like these are pretty I mean, if you're paying like the comedy club I went to in fucking North Carolina, the Comedy Zone, like people pay to get in and watch the open mics. Like that's how
Yeah.
and that's everything in LA shit too.
I feel like that to me, I would prefer that environment over the bar scene because I feel like sometimes at bar scenes people just end up telling funny jokes about being drunk. you
Yeah.
know, like-
Oh, dude, it's
yeah.
always a
Yeah.
nightmare to do. But that's kind of how I was brought up.
No,
these
yeah,
last 3
especially being
years.
from down here.
Yeah, and it's kind of I feel like it sharpens you to an extent. Just like knowing how to get a crowd's attention. Once you get away from the bar crowds, though, you start to realize, oh, okay, I'm kind of just being edgy to be edgy. Just to you throw away some jokes that was literally the purpose was just to get people to shut the fuck up and
Yeah,
pay attention.
yeah. Because I feel like in a comedy club you can probably be a little bit more witty.
Yeah, witty and just like just more meta, I guess.
yeah,
Like
they're probably
yeah, no,
looking
yeah.
for shit like that. You
More of
know?
an intellectual comedy than just like a punch joke comedy.
yeah,
Like-
like I had just like some bits like improvising. I was just like, that's such a hacky line I just said, or just like addressing like the process of comedy, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone was laughing just because I was like, oh damn, I thought that bit was gonna be 15 minutes. Here we are at
Yeah.
2:30.
Whenever I fucking go to a live comedy deal and I watch it, it always makes me realize every time, like, man, that looks like some hard shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
pretty-
I don't talk at my DJ stuff. Fuck that. I don't mind talking in front of people. I don't like having to fucking respond, like having to think shit up to respond
Yeah.
to a specific thing on the spot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I'll fucking mumble and stumble out my words.
it's definitely an acquired skill, man, and you don't really realize like how much or how little time you've put into the art form until you just like listen to all your recordings and break down like I've been a stand-up comedian for 3 years, but like as far as like actual time on stage, it's
Yeah.
probably I wouldn't be surprised if it was under a year. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because I mean like 15-minute spots to 5-minute spots.
yeah,
it-
no,
it-
yeah, I know what you
It
mean.
doesn't add up a lot.
Like when you
Yeah.
that's like me. Is like I've been DJing for probably about 10 years, but if you add all the time up, it's only been like not as nearly as much time. Being on stage
Yeah.
is a completely different scenario because it's also live music and comedy and stuff like
Yeah.
that is so much shit can go wrong so fucking fast on a stage, dude.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what like a lot of comedians they just focus on the writing, and that's
Yeah.
that's what I said. I wish somebody would have told me when I first started. Like literally, just focus on being comfortable on stage because that pays off so much.
Oh,
Like, in
yeah,
the long
I
run.
imagine.
Yeah.
Because
Man,
it's just different. It's you freak out a little bit. You maybe had something funny to say, but you forgot in the moment. Like oh man, I forgot to
It's
say
like,
that.
like build your charisma up.
Yeah.
Almost is like what it is.
Yeah. Because you want it to be you as much as possible, but there's a difference between no matter how authentic you want it to be. There's a difference between you and you on stage.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah, for
Because it's
Sure.
a performance.
it's
like
it's like a persona.
yeah,
It's a persona.
There's a
thing.
difference.
it's like a
between,
micro persona.
Like
No,
I think
yeah.
about that all the time. Like there's a difference between me and myself on the podcast too.
Oh,
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
sure.
Like, cause just me, like I'm usually not trying to even talk.
Right.
Yeah,
But,
that-
Exactly, because like this is we're trying to be ourselves, but we're also trying to bottle it and
A lot of-
entertain people.
A lot of people
Yeah,
understand that
exactly.
because a lot of people are like super like they get on. Some people that get on Facebook and spill their whole fucking life out don't really realize what it's like to get on stage and
Yeah.
expel an art form that you really have worked and spent a lot of time.
For real.
Yeah.
And it's a sensitive thing.
Yeah,
too,
dude.
Right,
man.
man.
It's a
The
sensitive
highest of
thing.
highs, the lowest of lows.
I don't
always.
And
Yeah.
that's what I tell people is I don't ever mind negative criticism, but
Yeah.
it's like a lot of people don't realize it's not cool. Like when somebody walks up and they're like, "You fucking suck." It's like, "Fuck you. I'm the one that's on stage." Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't be that fucking bad.
Right.
You know
That's
what
You
I
at least
mean?
had the balls to fucking do it. If nothing else, if absolutely nothing
Yeah,
else,
there's a
you
difference
did it and they
between
did it.
a little criticism and just being a dick.
Yeah,
though,
dude.
you
I feel,
know?
and I've wanted. I almost wish I had a club where you could have somebody like. It almost be like the thing anybody wanted to come in there and talk shit. It's like, here, get on stage.
Yeah,
Go for it. Let's see
exactly.
what you got.
Yeah.
I don't really mind whenever. I mean, it definitely doesn't feel good, but like I can deal with a negative comment here
for
or there.
sure, dude.
Just
No,
because
yeah,
like
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
like if you really think about it, like imagine how many things we hate. Just like it's oh man, I hate this guy. I hate this. Like
Oh, for sure.
and think
for
about
sure.
how little we've ever gone up to them and said like and thought like oh it's an okay thing to be like hey dude you fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
those people are just
seriously.
psychopaths. They're just letting you know that they're psychopaths.
And they got some shit going on
Yeah.
themselves too.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, yeah.
Because like for me as a musician, I would I may walk up to somebody and be like, man, this, and this, and this. But you're gonna construct it in a way for it to be
Right.
constructive criticism.
Yeah, you don't want to just tear anybody down. Like anybody in the entertainment business that like legitimately hates somebody else, that's just like entirely insecurities.
Yeah.
Because
no,
like
for
we're we want to be the center of attention. We have egos that we want to stroke doing music, doing comedy, whatever. But it's a two-way streak to the point where we don't really hate anybody else. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're so wrapped up in our own shit that we don't even have enough time to hate anybody
yeah.
else
Yeah,
except the
exactly.
people that we're insecure about and jealous about.
Yeah, and I know you've been on tour and going around. It's a lot of people don't understand really the frustrations of that type of stuff is the fucking politics of booking shows.
Yeah, no, for real.
and doing
It
all
drives
that.
me
That's
insane.
how you end up fucking hate. I've never really disliked another artist, but sometimes I want to take a bar owner
Yeah,
or a venue
dude.
owner
Yeah.
and bounce their
It
head
will,
off their
Dude.
bar.
There's some weird thing.
That's why, like, I try not to fucking book my homies, man, unless like I know for a fact
No,
they
Right,
got
that's
their
a legit
shit
gig.
together. You know,
never. It's almost like because a lot of people are like, oh, it's a hobby, or it's like it's not. No, it's a business, and sometimes
Once
you
you
just
start
gotta like.
it's a
Yeah.
hobby
You'd
till
be-
you start getting on the stage.
Yeah.
and
There's
doing
some
it.
weird.
Sure, it's still a hobby, I guess, at that point, but
There's
You
some
got to
weird
care.
phenomena where like the people that put on comedy shows are like the unfunniest people ever.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
they wouldn't know funny if it fucking bit them. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
it's the same way with music, man. It's fucking terrible. And I imagine for comedy, it's even fucking worse.
yeah.
It's probably way fucking worse.
Oh, dude, and I mean, it's just a weird, uncomfortable thing because you're trying to joke around, and they're like just these weird, don't really get, you know what I mean? Like they don't know what's good comedy, what's bad comedy. They're just trying to book people.
Yeah.
It's always so fucking frustrating, dude. That's why I don't like performing in Baton Rouge because the politics are kind of, it's very the in crowd in Baton Rouge. Like it kind of makes me uncomfortable every time I go there.
A lot of
Yeah.
the like we experience a lot here in Hattiesburg and in like if you go to New Orleans, if you're not like if you're basically there's like these talent agencies
Right.
that you have to like get with, and it's not really a talent agency, it's a fucking group of people that are trying to shut everybody else out.
Sure.
And
right.
like, get
Yeah.
to pick
Yeah.
and choose who comes into it.
Damn.
And I have a lot. I imagine it's a lot nicer with comedy. I feel like if you're in comedy and you're really good at comedy and you're funny,
Mhm.
other comedians are way more want to work with you and want
Yeah.
to tell jokes with you. A lot of musicians are like they take that as a threat.
Right.
It's like a
Exactly.
threat
They don't want
to
them to
them
perform.
because they don't want to get outshut. Nobody.
Well,
of
get good, motherfucker.
Yeah, a lot of people. I've seen a lot of it with the big DJs. Like they'll have somebody they'll bring up, and then they can't follow their show, and they're like, you never see them play again.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened just here a couple times. Just like a couple people that were like really, really funny, just dropped off the map. Just like we never heard from them again.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to keep the entertainment thing going.
Yeah, for sure.
Keg does that open mic night thing on
The Keg actually doesn't do the open mic anymore.
Yeah,
Did they
I've
stop
heard
doing it?
They
that.
moved it to the Thirsty Hippo on Thursdays.
Okay.
And it
Oh.
rotates between open mic and like Cards Against Humanity,
Interesting.
which I think is kind of lame because
That is very lame.
It's yeah, I
So they
haven't
do it,
gone.
like in the back or something at the Hippo.
Probably in the
I'm
front.
sorry, not the Thirsty Hippo. The fucking the Porter.
Oh.
Oh, dude.
God.
You know, when you said the Hippo, I was like, hey, that's
Okay.
kind of cool.
But the,
No.
the Porter's just not that.
I didn't. Do they have a stage there?
No.
They got like a mini stage.
Yeah, no, they've got they've got a stage like fucking Glory Bound's got a stage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I haven't gone to the open mic like this year.
Cause I enjoyed the open mics at Keg. There was a couple cats that were in there that were fucking hilarious.
Dude, it was a good
They
atmosphere
was
too.
fucking
At the-
hilarious.
At the peak of the Keg, it was a
Yeah.
half decent.
It was
Okay,
popping
I'm
for a
being
sec.
pessimistic. It was a decent
oh, no,
comedy
dude.
spot. We had like 12 to 15 comics come in each Monday.
And there were
uh,
regulars that came in there and watched that shit on the reg.
Yeah, regulars came in, fucking regular comics came in that were pretty funny, that were always working on their material, and like we'd get some big crowds, man. They led to some good shows.
I mean, I've worked at that. I remember there was a couple. Who was the dude that was on Comedy Central? What's his name?
Dave Ross.
Dave
No.
Ross.
He came out. He's from Hattiesburg. He used to be in the military.
Oh, Ben Compton.
Ben Compton.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
came up
Oh,
there before.
okay.
I swear to God, there was 100 people up in the top of Keg because we were working that night.
Yeah.
That was he. I guess he had just got off a tour or whatever, and he came to
Right.
Keg.
Yeah, Ben's recording. Oh my God! Actually, I forgot. I was about to say it was pretty cool when he did that recording thing at the Thirsty Hippo, but I forgot the fucking Rocky Horror Picture Show was practicing on the other
Oh
side.
yeah, dude, that was so fucking
dude.
stupid. I was mad
somebody-
about that,
I-
dude.
this is the only time I've ever haggled, and I wasn't even trying to haggle though. But the dude was like, "Where's the any gay people in here?" And I was like,
Oh,
"They're
bro.
all in the back," because they were all like all the Rocky Horror Picture.
Yeah,
I
no-
didn't know it was Rocky Horror Picture Show though. I thought it was legitimately like some kind of LGBT.
Dude, I was so pissed off.
type
I told everyone
deal.
in the crowd to tell him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Like, we
oh,
started
yeah, I remember
screaming at
that.
him, and they stopped for a second.
I know. I remember that one night. It was at that night. They literally they would like yell at him and they'd stop and then like immediately like they'd be sitting there listening for him to start talking and like hit the fucking
Yeah.
drum.
And it was such fucking bullshit because Ben was trying to record something.
He was trying
He
to
was trying to
record
record a special.
Oh yeah, they had
know?
cameras in there and everything.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you
no,
could-
not cheap camera. They had the fucking actual nice like
Yeah, they
movie
had like
quality
a,
cameras
Yeah.
in
a
there.
legit
And you
camera
could,
dude and all.
you could hear it in the video. You could hear the band playing. It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, dude. And
Yeah.
I feel like if I was a Thirsty Hippo, I'd have walked back there and been like, "Shut the fuck up! This is good promotion for us."
Yeah,
For
exactly,
real.
dude. And
I think
was
everybody
really
who
bad.
runs the Hippo though is like in with the burlesque
Oh,
crowd,
Right.
so
oh,
anything
yeah, that-
goes with them. Like if it's
I'll tell you
if
what,
it has
the
anything to do with
downtown
Hippo.
Hattiesburg music, not the there's a place called downtown, not the company, but all the people that are involved with downtown, especially the just like
mhm.
it's they really all they want is like they want this big ass. They want it to be Austin, Texas,
right,
and it's like, dude, it's not.
yeah,
It's not.
It's not like that at all.
It's not. There like, and oh my god, it's like people don't understand down here in Hattiesburg, hipsters and do not understand really the definition of what they're trying to be.
Yeah, they don't
You know
get
what
it.
I mean?
I feel like that in New Orleans some ways too.
The poser problem in New Orleans is extremely bad.
New Orleans is more politically correct than fucking LA is.
Oh, for sure.
I had a
dude.
joke. I won't try to butcher it or anything, but I say the word faggot, right? Just in the context of somebody who's telling me something,
Yeah.
right? And I go to LA and it kills. Like, it's hilarious, but New Orleans can't handle it. And it's just like,
Yeah.
you get the idea that like all the other states are to some form or another are just like bandwagon political correctness people.
No,
You know what I mean?
sure. No, for sure.
Like, they
There's
don't-
a huge gay community in New Orleans.
Oh
too.
no, I will say this. That's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, there's a big one in LA.
that's like a
Yeah.
that's like
yeah,
when,
you're right though.
Space Jesus came to New Orleans, and he does a funny bit where he puts the devil in a pentagram dressed
Uh-huh.
like a clown
Yeah,
and says "Hail Satan."
yeah.
Dude, he had people walk out.
Damn.
Like, what the fuck?
Oh, Space
That's
Jesus.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw people posting about that
People
on
hating
social
it. It's
media.
like, dude, he literally puts the devil in a jester costume, like with his tongue sticking out with a piece of. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a joke. It's
Yeah.
a legit fucking joke.
Yeah.
People in New Orleans are uptight, man.
People are a little sensitive over there. There's a lot, with the Robert E. Lee shit and the
Yeah.
fucking Black Lives Matter, and then that spills over into everything else
Exactly.
that's PC.
I will say the funny-
everybody's probably like fucking walking on glass over there, basically.
Everyone's probably already turned off this podcast just for us saying it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
right?
probably,
Fuck it.
dude.
Who cares?
New Orleans, man. I'm not even
I
gonna
love
get
NOLA.
into it.
NOLA's like-
yeah, I
NOLA's
love
awesome,
New Orleans,
but-
for sure. I'm going to New Orleans Friday, man. Me and my homie, we're gonna go watch a video premiere.
Hell yeah.
Preservation skateboards.
New Orleans is like that, really nice, gives you a lot of free gifts and food but she's really uptight too.
Yeah.
She's like the very nice Christian aunt that you
Yeah.
can't like put your feet up
Like, don't
on
cuss
the
in
couch.
front of her.
Yeah.
She's like the one. It's the aunt that doesn't give a shit what you do until she finds out about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
Exactly.
real, though.
No,
That's
yeah,
real.
it's an interesting place. So what are you doing next, Tim?
Let's see. Next is I'm doing a little run through Memphis, through
that's gonna be fun.
Alabama, and through Florida, and most of those are headlining gigs too.
Hell yeah.
So that's
When
pretty
When are you
cool.
gonna be in Memphis?
Memphis is May 8th.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
That's
We're gonna be
pretty
in
good.
Memphis this weekend for Beale Street.
Oh hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude!
Oh.
And I think something's going on in Jackson. I'm not sure, but they do this thing in Jackson called the Funny for the Free.
Huh.
And it's in a comic book shop called Offbeat, and it's a pretty big thing. Probably the biggest comedy thing they got in Jackson going on right now.
Hell
That
yeah.
sounds pretty cool.
I feel like Jackson has a potential to do a lot of cool stuff, but they just can't get it together.
Jackson doesn't have an
Yeah.
open mic. I know because I used to
Really?
I used to host that open mic, and it got shut down.
Really?
Oh, damn.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would expect Jackson to have at least have a couple.
Nah, man, it's
What does it
pretty
take to,
barren.
like, start an open mic?
I mean, it can't be
Just
that
anybody,
much, can it?
You don't need like paperwork.
Yeah, I
or
think
anything.
people just get
You
butthurt.
just need a couple mics and a PA.
People just need to understand that, like, for the most part, the open mics are going to be very small. You'll get these fluctuations of big crowds or whatever, but
Yeah.
I feel like people just get discouraged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like
I
open
feel like
mic
open mic should just be used as an opportunity to
test your jokes.
yeah,
Yeah.
get the nerves out.
Yeah.
So
no,
play
sure.
for
That's what I'm
do some
always
jokes
paid-
for like 5 to 10 people.
Yeah, paid gig or not, if it's just like, I'm not upset if it's just 5 people in the audience. I'm like, okay, these people get to hear my new shit.
A lot of
Like,
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
that's and for me, because that's where I started and have built some very organic fans base with it.
right.
The fans, when you turn somebody into like a super fan or somebody that's gonna follow you, listen to your music, buy your stuff, is the ones that are sitting there with 5 people there and they're like, "Fuck yeah, you're good. I'm glad
Yeah,
I fucking
exactly.
showed up."
You still, like, you can be pissed that there's only 5 people there before and after the show, but if you don't fucking do your best for those 5 people, that's even 5 people that don't like you. You
And
know what I
if-
mean?
and-
Like,
and if you do bad for 5 people and just have a bad taste, they're gonna say something.
yeah.
They're gonna be the ones that go out and be like, "This dude's a fucking dick." or
Instead of
sucks."
you
Yeah.
can either turn 5 people into 7 or you can turn 5 people into 3. Like, the choice is
Yeah.
yours.
That's real.
That's how I feel about, because like I've gone on this kick where I just follow so many people. Like, I have it on my to-do list each day. It's just like, find a comedy club, follow as many people as Instagram allows, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
because there's just no reason not to do it. I follow
No, yeah.
I follow 100 people, 20 people follow me back. 5 out of those 20 people are actually people like, oh cool, hey, I'm glad I found you, thanks for following, whatever. But
Yeah.
that's still 5 people that you didn't have yesterday.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's a lot of people
I
do.
never thought about it that way.
A lot of people don't realize is like if you go out because I was talking to somebody that just had a profession in social media, and they're like people have the misconception if you're following more people than you have followers, you're a failure on Instagram.
No, dude.
No,
It
how
all
do you think you
depends.
go out and find things and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
Dude, if you have 7,000, if you're following 7,000 people and you only have 1,000 followers, but those 1,000 are like legit
Yeah,
1,000
like
fans,
organic
that's so much
followers.
better than anything of
Oh, yeah.
like, just
Yeah.
showing off, 1,000
Because a lot of
fans
people are
and
like, how do
only.
these
I
people
get
get a million
followed and
followers
unfollowed
and they'll
by,
have
like-
the followers? It's because at some point they went back and they unfollowed
Everybody.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just they just gave people the boot. They're like, sorry, I got
I hate when they.
a reputation up.
I hate the follow unfollow thing on Instagram. It's
Yeah.
like my
Yeah.
pet peeve on that
Right.
shit.
People love doing that shit, man. That's why I don't follow
I
back
don't follow people back. Yeah.
unless I know them. That's the only reason like I have more followers than
Right.
non-followers is because like I've gotten so many follows from like people who probably weren't even real or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they
Yeah.
are real people, but they're doing like the follow thing like you were just saying, but they go right back and like
Yeah.
unfollow as
They-
soon as
they-
you follow
I've
back.
got one of those apps now that tell you who does that, so you can go back and figure
Right.
out and go back and unfollow
Get them
them.
back. Revenge.
I used to have one of those, but then I got a new phone, so now I just fucking regulate it myself. It's just like if I don't know them or recognize them or they don't look like,
Yeah.
for real, then
And one
I'm just
quick
not even
complaint about
following back.
about Instagram. I'm sure you feel. Why can't I fucking put a clickable link in a post?
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Damn it.
stupid.
Exactly.
You can't put it on your story either unless you got the check mark.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think if
why
you have a
can
check
I
mark,
not?
you can
Why,
put 'em
why
on your
can I not?
story.
Why can't somebody click on the shit from the fucking?
Dude, it's
Yeah.
dude. Some people are so cheesy, man. They'll like Photoshop the check mark on their little profile picture.
Oh no, I know.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And it just at a glance, it looks like, oh shit, it's their official thing, but there's no real check mark.
No, and you have
That's
to
just
pay
the
for all
picture.
that shit too.
The check mark?
Yeah.
I think you
Oh,
have
man.
to
Yeah.
apply for
You
it.
have to apply for it, and then you have to be spending so much money in advertising. a month.
When I get 10,000 followers, that's gonna be my Christmas gift to myself. Is
Yeah.
get that little
Yeah.
check mark.
I've seen some
like a
accounts
badass.
that only had like 2,000 followers but still had the check mark.
Yeah, no, you have to pay
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, it's not
And
a
it's not a lot. It's just you have
qualification. It's like
Yeah.
you just have to
Yeah.
do it, go through
Yeah.
the bullshit.
And
Yeah.
that's like nowadays with YouTube's. If you want to do the damn like super high quality video, you
Yeah.
have to send it to them, let them approve it for out. If you want it to be indexed and their shit, it
Yeah,
takes like
it's so
5 days
much.
to fuck. I remember back in the day, you like even like 2 years ago, you could literally just drop a video on fucking
Yeah, just
YouTube.
post it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just do it without any,
It was as
Haven't go
simple
through
as
anything.
posting a Facebook status.
That's why I'm leaning hard into IGTV right now. It's pretty
Hell
cool.
Yeah.
And it's just one less
need to look into that.
account that I have to juggle. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I
It's
just
almo-
gave up on YouTube.
A lot of people.
Man.
And it's basically it's like using Twitch almost.
Yeah.
Like streaming service wise.
It's legitimately just social media's version of YouTube. As far as just like you can be, oh, there's a cute puppy. Oh, that's a hot chick. Oh man, Timothy posted a video. Let me click on it.
Yeah.
Watch
Yeah.
it.
No, for sure.
Go back to scrolling. Like it's perfect for someone like me that just wants to show off I can be funny for 30 seconds and
Oh,
then
for sure.
hope people show up.
Yeah.
to their
Dude,
shows.
the comedian Andrew Schultz or Anthony Schultz.
Anthony Jeselnik?
No,
Mm,
no, it's Schultz something.
I don't
He
think that's
was-
his first
He
name.
was just on I gotta look it up. He was just on Joe Rogan's podcast, but he was talking about how like he started getting a lot of his success in comedy through just posting short clips on YouTube.
No, that's
Yeah.
like the rapping thing where
And,
they do the 30-second raps
Like
and shit like
everybody
that.
knows
Just
who
show
he
it off.
is, but hardly anyone has seen his special.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, but they know a lot of his jokes and
That's
shit.
what I'm leaning to, man. I'm gonna make it to where hopefully I'm gonna make it to where I post something funny
And
every
I feel
week.
like with your comedy, Tim, it's your comedy's on. What do they call reactionary comedy?
Right.
It you could walk into Walmart and make a 45-second video about on an
Yeah.
aisle at Walmart and it would be
just
funny.
just talking about
Yeah.
9/11.
Yeah.
Like not even a joke. I'm just like you guys need to wake the
Andrew
fuck up.
Schultz,
yeah, yeah.
I'm just I don't
Oh,
even
God.
try to be comedic. I'm just like, wake up, America. George Bush is lying to you.
Man, how cool would it be if
Timothy
we,
Watkins
like,
at the Thirsty Hippo this Friday.
we need to get like a hole cut up in there and just drop
Well,
a
that-
fan on that shit.
Usually you don't stay in a recording
Something.
booth this long.
Yeah.
No, I'm
for
good.
40.
I'm definitely hot, but it definitely
I'm a
is.
sweater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I've
a
sh-
sweater.
I mean, hey, at least I'm not in a porta potty right now.
Next time,
least
I'm
I'm
amongst
gonna
friends.
I'm gonna buy like a little fan and plug it in there, one that doesn't make a lot of noise, just so we can get like a breeze.
You know
going
what
and
is the unsung hero of human living conditions? Just the basic giant fan.
Dude, a box fan
Yeah.
in a window.
Dude,
Dude.
yes.
Box fan
Those
in the
are
window, bro.
awesome.
Always comes in clutch, dude.
For sure. It's better
Always.
than they can be better than the AC sometimes
It
because you
can-
can put it right on you.
It's just enough to take the edge off.
And in
man.
Mississippi,
Yeah.
there's a point once it gets 105 degrees outside, your AC don't work no more.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's like you might as well just fucking be like turn that shit off and
Dude,
just
the
like, let
first
it roll.
time
For
I
real.
took acid, I was in a apartment, top floor apartment, in
Jesus.
like June.
Fuck
Oh.
that.
And I was just like,
Dying.
me and my girlfriend just like we got
That's
in the
science
we
for
got
Literally
Blast.
melting.
we got in the shower, we turned the cold water on, and like we weren't even like having sex or anything. We were literally just standing there like fuck.
Because that shit makes you're like sweating from that, and then you're just like sweating, and then you can't tell why you're sweating. And
Yeah,
it's just, oh my
you're just
God.
freaking out. It's too much, man.
Yeah.
But oh fuck, the rattlesnake story. That might be a good closer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay. Wow, everything we've talked about started with just us shitting about porta potties. Hope you realize that.
Yeah,
we,
that's-
we
yeah,
went
that
on
whole
we went on quite an
conversation
adventure.
Started
Yeah,
from
that-
talking
that
about
was it.
sweaty
We-
shits in the porta potties.
Dude, there's probably like someone listening right now that is losing his fucking mind.
It's
He's
like,
just
tell
like,
the fucking
rattlesnake
rattlesnake
story.
story.
What the fuck?
All right, guys. Well, I guess I'll see you next time. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for
Oh,
coming through,
man.
dude. For sure. This is Medicine Man, the voice of reason. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but okay. Pretty much. Long story short, I go to the porta potty, take a nice sweaty shit. Everything's good. I survived. I walk outside. The sun's setting, so it's dark, but I can kind of still see where I'm walking. And just I hear right about like can't be from like one side of this room to the other.
Oh,
Like
no.
super
Uh-uh.
short. And
I'm
immediately
good
I
with
didn't even
that.
I didn't look at it or anything. Immediately I was just like it's a fucking rattlesnake. And I just
I'm
took
not good with
two
snakes.
slow steps back and went right in the porta potty.
Fuck that.
And I was fucked because I forgot to bring my phone.
Damn.
my god.
And every time I opened the door, it was
Dude,
close the door.
It was like
Nothing.
fucking circling
Was
you.
it dark outside?
Yeah.
Like-
Couldn't see it or anything. Open the door a little bit. Close the door. It stops.
You can't-
Like I am 100% trapped. And I'll admit, I'm man enough to admit, for like 1 millisecond, I was thinking, oh my God, I hope somebody else gets fucking attacked by this thing so I can make a break for it.
Yeah.
But I stopped myself from thinking that. I was like, no, I would warn them. I would just yell from the porta potty, rattlesnake,
Here's some footsteps.
don't go. But
Snake.
I waited there for like 2 minutes, and eventually a car came by, and I just waited because the car had its lights on, so I could tell where it was. I waited to where it was just right next to the porta potty. I jumped out of the porta potty. I jumped in the car, and I was like, drive.
What the fuck?
I
Did you
needed
know these people? Or
No, I had no idea who
Oh
they
my
were.
God.
They were like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's a rattlesnake. Go.
They're like, are you?
Yeah.
And they just had to drive me like 15 feet to where I could get to my car or whatever. And I was like,
Did you ever find the rattlesnake?
yeah, we called the people to let them know because the campground had people that just patrolled looking for like dangerous animals to make sure they don't hurt anybody or anything.
The fuck were you camping at?
Fucking in the middle of the
Yeah,
Arizona
the
desert,
the
man.
Desert in Arizona.
Yeah,
dude.
that'll do it.
Dude, there's coyotes. Dude, you would just be at like 2 o'clock in the
Hear 'em
morning and just
laughing.
hear the coyotes just going crazy.
Yeah.
They like people had like cats that they just roam around and some small dogs too, and the coyotes would get them, man.
Man, I had
They never saw it
honestly,
coming.
I hate that part of the states, dude. The desert area, Nevada.
It makes no sense why
Arizona.
you'd want to live there.
Seriously,
It's
dude.
beautiful. It's beautiful in its own way. You're like, oh man, this
Yeah,
is cool.
for
Desert, but
sure.
I don't
It's
want to.
nice to see.
The state of New Mexico is like, why?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
for real.
It's like, why did you guys decide that this was okay?
Nevada, man. Besides Vegas and Reno, I mean,
See,
what
that's
else
why.
is there?
That's another part of what makes Sin City so fucking dangerous. It's in the middle
Yeah,
of nowhere.
Yeah,
Dude, like you
It's-
can literally
it's
get
like
to,
in the
you can
middle of a
literally
big
tie you up
desert.
and leave you
Yeah.
out in the desert and you'd be
Yeah.
dead from the animals.
Yeah. One wrong mistake, like you owe someone the just the right amount of money, or you go to the wrong hooker, whatever. You're just in the middle of the
You're
desert.
getting fed to some buzzards, man.
Just some scorpions, bro.
Yeah, or scorpions.
Just a pack of
Or need a
wild
really big shot of
scorpions.
penicillin.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely got to be your saving grace. And so it was only like 15 feet. I jumped out. I was like, sorry about that, and I didn't talk to him at all. Like I didn't say who I was. I didn't say what my name was. I was just like, all right, I'm out. Thanks. That was
Damn,
awkward.
That's insane.
That's fucking
dude.
hilarious.
But
Dude,
for real, thanks for coming through, man.
Absolutely, man.
appreciate it,
Always a
man.
good time.
Hell yeah.
Always a
Yeah.
good time.
It's been so long.
Are
Yeah.
you still
All
doing your
good in
podcast?
Renaissance now.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. The Church
yeah.
of Toby Maguire.
How did you come up with that? I have to ask before
Uh,
we're done.
The Church of Toby. It's the Church of Toby Maguire. Church of Toby for short. If you're in the inn. If you know the
in-
lingo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But me and my friends had always loved the Spider-Man movies. As kids, we loved it for real, and
Yeah,
you
I
know,
was-
as
I
we
was
as we
hyped
get
on that.
older, we loved it kind of ironically. Like we
Yeah.
enjoyed the cheesiness of it too,
Yeah.
and just all the scripts we would write, just little skits or whatever, and like any big ambitious things. Like we did this thing called Pike one time that was supposed to be like a 3-part miniseries, never came through. It was just way too
Right.
ambitious. But the Church of Toby was just this group of people that just legitimately worshiped Tobey Maguire as a god, and like they were a cult that like killed people and stuff. It was this crazy idea we had.
Wow.
Definitely
So-
drug induced
Drug-fueled.
comedy. But and before I named the podcast that, it was called Tim Hates Everything,
Yeah,
Because-
I
remember
remember
that.
name.
because that was literally just I didn't know what to call it, and I was just like, all right, well,
I thought it was a good name.
yeah,
I thought it was a good
I
name.
really
It's
didn't
like Adam
think.
Drew and everything.
Yeah, I didn't really think it.
I didn't think about Adam Ruins Everything, though. They are kind of
And it really didn't fit my personality, if I'm being honest. Like I rarely
Yeah.
talked about how much I hated shit. Like I really never said anything too pessimistic or whatever. So I was like, all right, I need to change
Yeah.
this.
Church of Toby, and it fits the South very well.
Yeah,
Stab
for
it to
sure.
The
South.
Church of Toby. It's
Yeah.
still a work in progress. Like right now, I'm doing before and after, just like scripture reads of like
Yeah.
the Spider-Man scripts, like the Book of Toby. I'm just like turn to chapter
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And Peter said unto Uncle Ben. It's really fucking ridiculous.
Dude,
That's
you gotta
fucking
have us
hilarious.
on an episode,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
man.
for sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure, we'll get that plan.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to have you.
But what's your next stop? The very next one.
Very next stop is sometime in Jackson the next week, and then Memphis on the 8th.
Hell yeah, man. You
Hell
got anything
yeah.
coming up in Hattiesburg at all?
I'm not sure. I know the Hub City Comedy Anniversary Showcase that we always do each year is happening in June as well. I'm not sure.
Is that the one they do at Brewski's?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
For sure.
nice.
So look forward
Yeah.
to that.
Hell
And
yeah.
yeah,
But it's been excellent
Hell
having you,
yeah.
man.
absolutely.
Always good.
For
Medicine Man, the
sure.
voice of reason.
Do we call this one Sessions with Fam or
I-
what?
I think it is always. He's the original Sessions with Fam, so I think
That's
we're gonna
real.
have to do that.
Hell
I am
yeah.
the fam.
It is.
Fuck yeah. Thanks
But
for listening,
Thanks
y'all.
for listening.
We out.
Alright, look, I came out here, I give it 109%, you know what I'm saying? I came out here, me and my boys, we practice all year, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking all the time, we fucking in here, like, fucking, we practice all year, we train all year, you know what I'm saying? We give it 109%. Thank you, baby. We give it 109%, and me and my boys, you know, I'm fucking around, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel telling me and my boys, you know, we do it big, 100% all the way around, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even try to fuck with it, like, I'm about to throw it up on y'all.